great moments for them across this season. So while it's hard to place paiN and bait are more of a guarantee with the amount of matches we've seen in this major so far, I don't know what we're going to get. bait feel like favorites, but paiN are out for revenge.
I think one of the huge issues for me was always going to be the veto in this head-to-head. I think bait find themselves with a pretty significant advantage in this regard. What with Nuke being their insta-ban, and that hands down has been paiN's strongest map and one that they've looked to go to. I think Dust was a natural conclusion for paiN, but you know, that's their kind of chance to battle back into this. What I'll say from bait is, even though it's been a bad map for them historically, they've won it both times it's cropped up here at the Major.
Yeah, they had an 8-loss streak coming into the Major and have broken that with 2 wins here. So I think bait are not surprised at this pick by any means. They saw paiN play it in the BO1s as well. So let's see if they've cooked anything up for this best-of-3 elimination match at the Major. Your final day of play awaits, or is it today? Reflash on long. Alex trying to take the fight from the pit, but paiN scale quick. Entry kill in, and they're up on catwalk as well. This goose setup will do no favors to bait. He needs to hit headshots. kensizor in the sight, getting run down, and even with support from MPL, it's not meant to be here in this pistol for bait. Headshot connects, and paiN patiently waiting for the fights to come through. They'll win them all and take this pistol round to start the series on their map pick. Does feel like a series where, on paper, there's no way paiN should be able to beat bait on Ancient, especially with what we've seen, not just over Falcons, but you know, from paiN. Been a really disappointing map this season. One of their biggest problems, so they need Dust2 today if these Brazilians are going to take down bait. Ooh, careful. Betting partner having paiN as favorite after that pistol.
Yeah, I mean, T-sides have been the problem for paiN. We've been saying this all throughout the event, and the one way they've often been able to kind of try and supplement these T-halves is with pistol round wins, and they have at least looked good in that regard. That was how they fielded any type of success versus Na'Vi yesterday, but this could get off to a really awkward start if you instantly lose this follow-up versus the bait force. Flash is good out on long. Alex repositions, and getting out with a kill there is more than you could have asked for from bait's captain. It keeps the advantage in check for bait. And paiN very, very quickly start to end up in a weird position here. Low HP on NQZ, but good for a kill on the aggressive MPL out through mid. He's helped claw this one back. There's 40 seconds left to play with it. It might not be the bad time for a change in direction here for paiN.
I think kensizor headed that smoke up onto the bomb site there. The second one comes in here for paiN, but Headtrick has now the freedom to re-peek the angle, and they know this is clear. Look at the clock right now, 25 seconds, and they're going into this B bomb site. There is no util to block for Essential. Almost needs a kill here. A multi would set his team up for the round, and they know it's coming in now.
Oh, an Essential lying in wait. First man in was NQZ. Sacrifice to the 5-7. Wow. Essential! That's what that 3K is. He's clawed this one back early. paiN competitive, or sorry, bait competitive from the get-go. Show up with the force buy, and these rough T-side rounds now get that much harder for paiN.
The spacing is ugly for paiN, right? But they're feeling the pressure of the clock, sending in that first player on his own. NQZ just runs into that 5-7, and even with jumps around the corner, the 5-7 is lethal. Does feel like it's time for a nerf. I feel like it still goes under the radar, right? Everyone was screaming about the MP9, and that took years to fix. I'd say it's in a good place now, but this 5-7 is so powerful in those second rounds. And they are just feasting. Scout headshots galore for Headtrick. Lower control from the rifle. And bait laugh their way to the bank while breaking paiN's. Scout tags, not enough. 3 players low. bait still get out with 5 alive. I think paiN are going to have to play their best game yet if they want to beat this plucky underdog. And I don't even say underdog in this game. I just think across the major, they've been a team that many have doubted. And I think that's fair enough when we've seen some of the struggles from bait over the years, but like you said, coming into this game, it doesn't feel like the bait of old who have choked important matches, who have lost heavy leads. This is a bait that are playing their best CS yet as a team. And some of the teams they've left behind them, a very impressive resume. Legacy 2-0'd by this squad. They beat Liquid without trouble. Took down Falcons on their best map, the best team on Ancient in the world. And bait have beaten them twice. Longing out v Paravision. 2-1ing 3D Max. So some experienced teams in here. bait have had no problem winning close games where you could almost expect a crumble. So sky's the limit for bait. This is a squad I would love to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think just the big problem for me is paiN is so reliant on winning Dust2 right now. They kind of desperately need this. There's nothing in the numbers that speak to them being able to win on Ancient. Right, they've struggled getting to double digits on that map, only having done it twice in the last 3 months.
Oof.
Other than that, and within that, by the way, there's only 1 win for them. And so you, in this situation where you have to start strong, you cannot open slowly here if you're paiN. You have to come in with a clean Dust2. You have to get this map in your pocket. Because if it goes 3, I think there is still hope for them. You just can't afford to give away your map pick in this scenario. This one should just get cleaned up here over towards long. Sometimes as well, I think, you know, I'm going to say this at the top of this series because I really hope I get proven wrong. Obviously, you and I, we're big Azera fans. A horrible use of the word big on the run-up. But, you know, I like what he brings to the table. I think he's a good cooler. I think he's a fantastic individual. So often puts up big numbers. But I think sometimes he can act like too much of a band-aid fix to the problems that paiN are having. Big Azera puts a lot on himself, you know? Like, if something's going wrong, if openers aren't coming through, he'll be the guy to fill the void. If someone's kind of lacking somewhere, he'll try and help them. But he is just one guy spreading himself very, very thin to make up for any shortcomings wherever they may appear inside of this paiN squad. And I think sometimes it leads to them overlooking bigger issues because they can kind of just put the Big Azera bandage on it. One of the things we've noticed is NQZ, when you think about paiN at their very, very best, when you think about their run last major, NQZ was a bit of a monster as well, able to find a lot of opening kills, able to be super involved. His opening attempts and success have dropped off massively for paiN coming in to this major. Big Azera, meanwhile, has been taking more and more opening fights. But when I think of Big Azera and where he excels, it's in those late round moments. Yeah. He's not really much of an entry player, and that's reflected in the numbers. He'll lead the charge out here through mid. And caught out at the window. kensizor puts on a show. MPL plays through, and there's Essential in at back plat.
Yeah, they're shockingly unaware of that CT push, even though MPL burns in the molly and tries to finagle himself around the box. He just drops off and pushes through the smoke. And yeah, I mean, double kill from the little window is shocking enough, but then they just get mauled in middle by 2 players on a crossfire. Really nice round coming out from bait on the defense. paiN just look to hit this B side, but bait have strong setup here. Both of them fighting with no lurk smoke, and just going to be able to shoot through. Essential takes 2, 3 headshots on this hold, finally put down, but they have done their job on this B bomb site. 4 kills between the 2 players. Leaves NQZ in an unlikely clutch. Smoke to try and give himself some room, but MPL walks straight through, and with no armor, NQZ can't land that first headshot. No respect right now coming from bait. A hero play from MPL puts another round on the board. And bait are just going through the motions right now as they build on this CT side. Nice tag. paiN take lower control. With a boost on short, this supplements it well. Aid on contact, not even needed. kensizor holds it down. Lots of util coming in here for paiN to try and provide an exit, and he's going to find it. DGT unable to chase down that lower player, as beta able to sit back in a 5v4. Chase through the mid-smoke. DGT looking interested, but as bait fall back into their setup, pick up utility. Just looking to play this round standard with the advantage. 3-2, AWP on the long side. But Hedrick can afford to turn around and assist MPL. He's got his teammate in pit.
MPL does good damage there on the spray, able to control it for one more. Hedrick, does he want to hang around and fight this? Backs up, gives them control over the site. NQZ desperately looking for something as he plays forward on this AWP, but won't be offered anything. It's a passive setup over at long, trying to lend a bit of time to kensizor, who does get caught out on his own. Hands the 3-on-3 over. bigazera, 2 kills deep. Might need to do even more before this round concludes. That's a lovely shot for Davideus. A jump check for Essential. And paiN just might have found their round after all. No util to really begin this. You just got to hope for an overextension, hope for a kill. And Alex provides one, but that's the end of the line. NQZ holds on for the final killing blow. And so paiN finally break through this streak.
Reassuring to see them do that. Lots of early moves made here from bait, leave them with no utility for that post plant. Would have made all the difference being able to flash their way back on that cross. paiN with some important shots. Showing the strong aim we expect from this South American squad. Bringing in some of the best from the region. Going outside of Brazil, not as far as the east, but far enough to find them some talent in DGT and Davideus. That was a really nice shot for Davideus. So paiN back on the board. First time since the pistol, 5-round streak broken. Still got to do a couple more of those if they want to break bait's economy.
Oh, you don't have to give Essential much there. Second AWP out for bait. bigazera learns about it the hard way on that jiggle. Kind of complete my point as well around the NQZ openers not really coming through as well. I wanted to try and put some numbers to it. So he was within the top 5 players back in Austin. He was 4th for opening fights.
Yeah.
Very, very successful. Here, he's well outside of the top 30 in stage 3.
Ouch.
So it's a pretty significant drop-off. He's 32nd. Davideus, not a bad way to find that equalizer. Alex still waits inside of the site and will get overlooked there on the first. That's an important trade back from NQZ. Aggression out towards short. MPL can't hold on, and so paiN just might flip the script in this round. Good catch on the smoke. NQZ might not be getting openers, but boy, is he getting the closes right now. These are important trades off of that AWP. Playing a good game to open things up, and that early 5v4 that Essential was able to grab might not mean much. The catch on NQZ could be nice. They will be able to pull out another AWP next round anyway, so not the end of the world.
That's just good exit work, though, throwing one out of the map. Good read from paiN in the 4v5 offered by Essential. Don't know if that's prep paying off or just good understanding. That despite second AWP, neither of them were at long. Ooh. So bigazera just calls to walk through that B long door with no utility needed. Great duck for Davideus under the AWP of Headtrick, and to think that that was DGT's first kill coming through the smoke on short. Gets dinked by MPL, but still wins the fight. paiN building in now, but still no closer to breaking this economy. They're going to need 2 more rounds to force an eco out of bait. bait playing it safe on these crosses. These days, you can't afford to not nade your cross on CT side. With the long lurk smoke, Headtrick calls its bluff, peeks ahead of it. Meanwhile, paiN speeding up elsewhere.
It's a nice idea, especially when you see the aggression out towards long. You anticipate that means bait have put a lot of stock into taking the long control, so you will have a bit of room elsewhere. bigazera gets up towards short fast, and he brings the rest of the team in tow behind him. Now they own middle, they're holding for long aggression. We'll keep this push from Alex in the back of our minds. I hope we can just keep this camera on him, because this will play into the round at some point. Oh. And here it is, Shadow spotted. Oh, that's really ugly from Alex, and a big pickup for Davideus as he's brought down low but doesn't complete the kill.
He has util and everything. He just dry fights one of the least favorable fights in the game. And he gets away with it. Davideus is saving paiN on this T side. So many openers. Into B corridor comes in, and that's drawing MPL. He's actually up on short. MPL could still get a multi-kill here. Snow is half health. MPL waiting in the fade as the util goes right past. They might run into him. MPL pulls the first, gets out for free, and the molly doesn't even finish the job. Headtrick missed shot. Got to worry about Davideus, but he knows about it. Turns back, still gets one more before he departs the round. But DGT is saving the day, and NQZ is the closer right now for paiN. Another double kill for NQZ to end the round. He is full of them on this T side. It feels like the script has changed for paiN. Openers every round for Davideus, closes for NQZ, and rounds for this South American squad. One more, and bait are broke in the last couple of rounds of the half.
And this would be a fantastic turnaround. Very solid game from NQZ, which is just so reassuring here for paiN. There's Headtrick with a little trick on this smoke out towards mid. Blows it open, gets away with a 5v4, but paiN have been in these advantageous positions before. They've struggled at holding on to it. They've got to lean over towards A. Playing on these side of the doors means you'll have 2 players available to rotate. And so if paiN do follow through with this, they're going to have their work cut out for them.
Oh, this could be awkward. But tucking into Goose is the right play here for Essential. Committing as his team are very stuck in middle. Zorb looks to get involved. NQZ waiting. Oh, just a tag onto Headtrick. Lucky to be alive right now. paiN are going to speed it up. They've got to clear Goose.
Drop down for bigazera. Denying that spawn walkthrough, denies those rotates, and now Essential has to do something dead straight away.
The util is so strong.
Another man down round win for paiN. This is already so awkward for this bait squad, and with their money on the line, you wouldn't hate the save here.
Yep. Otherwise, they'd be broke for literally both the rounds, right? They've got loss bonus. That's all they've got. They'd have to eco and give paiN the chance to find a 7-5 half after bait went 5-1 up on a lost pistol. This is such an impressive couple of rounds out of paiN. And I love the call there as well. Realizing the orbs in middle, they no longer is open. What does bigazera do? He drops into spawn. They throw great flashbangs for him. On ramp, he's able to clear CT with the smoke down, cover the push through, check the long position, and they just hard clear Essential because that's the only spot left in the round. paiN, it's a really well-drilled T-side right now. I was ready for bait to just run over this game after they found their force buy win. paiN are giving us something to like here on this T side.
No, they really are. And dude, this is a super frustrating game for bait right now. Like this is one that's going to get under your skin. They've Hugo, this is crazy. Like, paiN have 2 opening kills in this map. They have only had 2 man advantage rounds. 80% of rounds bait have found a 5v4. And the scoreline is 5-all.
And these aren't like 5v4s and then, instant trade. These
No.
are 5v4s where bait pull back, play their setup 3A, 2B in every one of these situations, and then paiN still win it out off of just clean entries. Really impressive game out of paiN so far. They just need to stay away from this B side right now. Don't get tempted because of your success to go back to B. These A splits are working so incredibly well, and bait have not actually put enough players in position to stop it. They've been fighting for catwalk. They've never fought for long. bait are hard flanking, but NQZ is holding this with the AWP. Kensizor at the top of middle gone. And NQZ just gifted a 5v4 like that. What will paiN do with the advantage? Do they go back to B around the world?
This is just not a position you've really been in too much throughout this game. This probably feels great for paiN. Only their 3rd opening kill on this half, and it's at a very important juncture. You might just kind of stop bait's play altogether. They've taken a gamble being a man down. They brought everyone over towards A, and that's going to leave them on the wrong side of the map. It's also a great time to go back to B, right? You're going to dodge this stack. You set this up earlier with all the conditioning of these constant A hits, and now you send a reminder to bait in the final round of the half, by the way, or sorry, in the penultimate round of the half, by the way, we can go B, and we will sometimes, so now they can't afford to, lean back into these gambles again.
2 saves in a row, perhaps, and bait don't even really want to save. They're going to have a lot of loss bonus coming in, but you can't win this round, and they don't need to just throw away this armor. May as well buy big in the next, try and get some exits, perhaps some AKs. But this is just your hand being forced, bait. paiN looking for quite the redemption on the T side.
And this is the side they've been struggling with throughout this event. T sides have not been kind to them. It's where they've let opponents back in. It's where they've struggled to find any real success. Thing that's also made this one more impressive is, yeah, they did win the pistol, but then they got forced upon. So they've actually had to earn these in the rifle rounds, and the majority of those rifle rounds have been 4v5s. Like, no matter which way you slice this, this has been a super impressive T side.
Yeah.
And simultaneously, you know, a bit of a crumbling from bait. You hope that that old idea that the pressure gets to this team isn't rearing its head, because we were saying that hasn't felt like the case throughout their major run thus far.
It doesn't feel like pressure right now. I'm not too worried about that for bait, and especially when they know they've got Ancient in the pocket. They just don't want to make this a 3-map series. They want a clean, confidence-inducing win today, and that's what it felt like it was going to be after 6 rounds of play. Bait have just had everything thrown against them. They haven't had the best setups to deal with it, despite those advantages. So out long, paiN with a bit of pace in this round. Snow survives behind the Molotov. Orb miss for head trick. Rifle follows up, but both of them whiff. And dear oh dear, not the time to miss shots. bait have been waiting to play the game on the CT side. 2 saves in a row. This is your last swing at paiN.
Starts to feel very claustrophobic. You're
Ready for
getting closed in on over towards long. They're ready to push this smoke. Snow, big Azera, while Davideus tries to put pressure on. And there's that walk out towards the long side. paiN swing for the fences from 5-1 down. They'll go on a recover and outdo the streak from bait.
Dude, paiN just aren't waiting. So many teams try and fake out the mid to B and take too long. When paiN get out short and get long, they just go for the split and win the rounds. That is 6 straight rounds for paiN after a failed pistol conversion. What a streak for the Brazilians as we go into halftime.
Well, paiN bring the heat on Dust2 from a slow start. They eventually get this T side going, and once it gets going, there was no stopping it. No advantage ever felt like enough for bait. They gave away a number of man advantage rounds, and then by the end of that first half, with paiN having wind in their sails, those advantages even stopped coming through. And if you couldn't win 5v4s, if you couldn't win 4v3s, you had no hope when you were the team a man down. bait lose out on what could have been a fantastic half, and that's paiN's gain. Now over towards the pistol. It's looking like a B hit, and only one man here with dual Berettas. We're hoping that Snow can hold on, have a sequence, but it's just the one and done.
Feels like an impossible round now. Bomb down, post plant. Yeah, you got nades, but no kits. You're on the clock.
kensizor's got the util. Let's see how he chooses to use it.
Move, buddy.
Nade goes in, finds good damage. Head trick softened up, but it's these flashes, this smoke that really have to do the heavy lifting and try and lock out a player back in the tunnels, and they play through quick. You don't want to let that tunnels player have the decision to play on through. bigazera gets out with one, and the rest of his team there, no one's pulling punches right now for paiN.
How?
That B retake ends in seconds. Everyone hits their shots, and paiN's lead is about to grow.
I can't even tell you what went wrong in that round. It all happened so quick. They had 4 up in that post part with crossfires established, and everyone just runs in. Everyone lands a headshot. bigazera double.
I made no secret of some of my worries for paiN coming into this series, and thus far, those worries have been quelled so successfully. Like, this is fast building to be paiN's kind of redemption game in at the Major. If they can keep this up, this is a team that have been struggling with the basics. They've been struggling to get openers. They've been struggling with the trades. They haven't been able to win in 4v5s as a result. And if you're not getting openers, you can't trade kills. You can't win 4v5s. You are never going to win matches. But that has not been the story in this game. NQZ been fantastic at guaranteeing trade kills whenever he gets the chance to do so. They've clawed back disadvantages. They've been finding more and more openers as the game's gone on. This is paiN very, very quickly starting to become a contender again.
They were a very unlikely run into the major playoffs, not just the playoffs, but the semifinals, beating Furia in a quarter back at Austin. When you think about Furia's form now, it seems even more impressive. Yes, they were on the come up at that point, but even that was an upset. And paiN just looked to continue at majors to impress a stage 3 team that right now are licking their lips at the chance to take down bait. Long pop denied by Davideus. The warband gets one, but still paiN sit with the advantage, looking to convert this pistol at least.
They spam the Kano, they've got a molly for it. NQZ, slight reposition, and it's more than enough. kensizor might have broken through the cat side, but he finds himself all alone. Up and over the top with the deagle, can't find a thing. bigazera there to shut him down. And this gap continues to widen. bait have not won a round in quite some time.
Yeah, 7-8 straight now after converted pistol. There's going to be one more freebie where that came from with the hat-trick scouts.
We said that Dust2, because of the veto, because of how this was going to go, bait always had kind of an innate advantage with Ancient kind of guaranteed in the veto. And it's a map that they've looked fantastic on, even taking down Falcons, best Ancient team in the world. But it could all really go awry if paiN have just kind of tapped in and leveled up, playing some of their best CS of the Major so far. This could be one of those games that looks to reignite the hopes of this team, remind them how they like to play, how they play off of one another, and what it is they do best.
Okay, 5v4 for bait, and while it wasn't enough often in their CT side, let's see if they can capitalize on it in a pistol round. DGT is alone on this bomb site round right now, bottom of the board. There is info. paiN have seen them crossing in. They know catwalk control's been taken, but DGT has just used all his utility early in the round to stop this play. Now it's coming through. bait creeping in. DGT needs to be very careful here. 4 players are about to be on his screen, and DGT waits. on the ramp. 1 kill, tucks in, teammate tries to support, DGT tries not to overcommit, and David Deas delivers death to 3 players from the long side. DGT swings to finish, run and gun, as paiN convert from another 4v5 round. They have been in so many disadvantage in this game, and they have won them so many times. 10-5 here on Dust2.
paiN have also shown to be a bit of a momentum team. It felt like that was largely what tried to carry them through these first few days. But in this map, and across the others, they could have done with more resilience, and they've certainly showed that here, right? 5-1 down would have been easy to kind of shrink up and just start going through the motions, but they refused to do that. Now they've been rewarded with a 9-round streak. This could end up being a super one-sided map.
Depop, desperate.
paiN coming through, bigazera here. Snow, full blind, still good for 1, and they line up. bigazera only gonna get out with 1 of his own. Certainly had a chance for more there. First times thus far where they've really felt like they don't get maximum value out of a play. kensizor on a late mid lurk, going uncleared, could have the round in the palm of his hands. His teammate's gonna call when they take contact, and then kensizor can try and close in. You can see DGT never fully buys into it, but just went for the check right as kensizor's moving out. Backstab connects. You need this trade, you need it now.
Winnable.
Only 1 man left in the site itself. Davideus playing it forward, just about cut down. And so Essential able to deliver that clutch. A huge round from the guy. Will that be enough to bring bait back into the picture as they break a 9-round streak from paiN?
Yeah, you would have bet on David Deas in that 1v1, man. He's been so solid in this map. Good overwhelm on the B site, and kensizor, perfect timing. Literally, as they cleared mid for the 3rd time, that's when he played a second late, and he adds in enough chaos for Essential to peek the window and come out with 4 kills in the round. So paiN play off their team very well there in that post plant. They don't just sit back in the bomb site where we've seen paiN retake them before. Fake it long here. paiN shooting through the smoke like they're not already through, and it almost baits David Deas into the swing. He'll still lose his life. It's a cool idea there for paiN to catch him by surprise. Flight coming in on long. If he gets too concerned about lower, he might miss the point of the round, which is this long control. Going back, Essential just buying time. He's just about living in this position. Molly tag. Just buy time. Your team is scaling long. It's a 3-on-1 in A. He's wasting 2 players round, and yeah, they just have to clear him out, so feeling pressure to go for it. It's a tag, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
paiN might have just broken back in.
I mean, Essential, his impact in this round was massive. And even now, the fact that he's still a nuisance in the backline, he's making it hard to try and save this AWP. And he might even be able to deny these guns getting out. He knows that AWP was over on Catwalk, holding for it. He's expecting bigazera to try and close in on him. The AWP crosses out. And a chance to save on 2 for paiN.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but paiN want to deny that. They know the value of this AWP right now, so Hedrick moves in, but I don't think they're going to find these guns in this position. paiN will escape with 2 weapons into that next round, but now their economy is broken. It's all they've got. bait trying to perform a late game recovery here after 9 rounds in a row. bait find 2.
Pick attempt for Hedrick, but he won't get given anything, at least not right away. Instead, it's aggression from this AWP out towards top mid, but with Essential there to play for the trade, that AWP is now irretrievable for paiN.
You'll take the AWPer and the AWP lost for your captain, who's 6-12 at this point. It's a good swap for bait. It might just be enough to win the round. They're already in the site.
Yeah, and you know, if you're paiN, you don't really have any business in even giving this one a go. Just go and get that AWP back. They're not able to play to contain it, so It will help pad out your investment in the next, but game starting to close up here with bait finding success on this T half. Bringing themselves back into the conversation.
Be a crazy late game recovery, to be honest, if bait can find it. Had every reason to doubt them after this massive streak with so much, or so many advantages for bait. paiN are not out of the woods yet. With no coach behind them. So as this pause comes in, it's all up to the team. And even if you're maddened by the lack of coach, what can you do at this point? Tournament life on the line in this 1-2 game.
I mean, bait have given themselves a good opportunity from a match that was so quickly getting away from them. You can try and forget about that 9-round streak of your opponents if you close this one up. What a time as well for an essential bottom-rated performer for bait across this major to come alive. kensizor, someone who was instrumental in their success back in the other stages, who had a bit of a rough go at stage 3, also finding his form. And you feel like there's still more potential to tap into. If you can get head trick or MPL showing form again, you can try and reach new heights here. But with NQZ securing an early 5v4, will this be where paiN try and throw them off? Blocked over towards short. The game plan has to change here for bait in the mid-round. They were getting ready to go there with a grouping over towards the catwalk. Their roll's been slowed by that util. And as they go searching out towards mid, they go into the NQZ, AWP, head trick, a dead man. And they're still going to try and pressure him, but NQZ is not missing in this match. On for the ace right now is NQZ. And this would be a huge confidence booster for paiN. Their AWP that at his ceiling can hit so hard comes alive there. NQZ with the ace to try and stop this comeback in its tracks.
Yeah, what else will do it but that? 5 kills out of the AWP and just skewers bait. Some beautiful shots for NQZ. He's not been his usual self in this major, but coming back no longer, says NQZ. bait stopped in their tracks and their money all to play for in this round. paiN with the opportunity to take their map pick right now. This gun round hits for 2. bait in a desperate spot. Definitely had their chance with the early lead in this game, squandered by paiN. NQZ calms his nerves, pulls back from taking an early fight. DGT picking that B bomb site. Gamble stack here for paiN. From the mini-map, it's looking good, and with NQZ still having short control, there's no reason to fear this A split from bait. Right now, paiN in the right place. Jump spot baiting for Biguzera. He loves his position.
bait are flying blind. Now the jump spot's no longer there, so kensizor cleared straight up. Good opener for Alex and kensizor. They weren't ready for DGT, but a quick trade available with kensizor a little later out through the window.
He's feeling the pressure and the panic, but would have loved him to hold that shot there, you know? No one's checking him. Knives are out. If he thought for a second he could have perhaps played Joker and looked for a multi-kill, but whiffed spray. And so bait don't go down silently in this series. Looking to take us all the way to the end of regulation.
Just far from an easy round to win, right? Even with a good timing found for the mid to be, they still played into the stack. It was a good clear on kensizor. You touched upon it, right? A position he loves to play. bait more than ready for it. And a chance now to swing for the fences and go for the comeback after all. And are they going to leave it to a B play? NQZ here roaming with that AWP down towards lower. Threatening position for it, able to swing up the stairs, just try and pluck one from the round, but it looks like they want to hit this go button soon. They play through the smoke on MPL. Back turned as Snow looked to get away from the flashes, and NQZ's missed this timing in lower. Got a teammate with him, but with Alex late at the spawn side, could catch this tunnel's wraparound, and that would be devastating for paiN. Right now, they think they're in a good position. Damage been done to both players back here in the tunnel, and Alex completes on one of these kills. DGT now trapped down in the tunnel's position. kensizor heading for the hills. paiN are already writing this round off. It's a one-man survival mission on DGT.
Dead.
And the nades rain in. They'll find him. That late position back towards the spawn does Alex so well.
I think paiN realized that was coming in. That long control onto, I think it was Davideus. He dumps all his util, but he doesn't see a single player. Fake long take for bait as they just bash that B bomb site, and even a sort of missed flash as Snow turns away from it. That's when they push through. He is on his own. By the time paiN realize what's going on, it is too late. Bait pull out a pocket strat late in this game. And while guns are saved, while a buy can still come through here for paiN, bait are still here in this match. 5 out of the last 6 rounds, despite the 9-round streak from paiN Gaming. This one's going to hurt no matter who loses. Pick denied.
Said it earlier on as well that this feels so much more important for paiN. Bait have a very safe map coming up next in this head-to-head, so paiN crediting them earlier on for playing some of their best CS yet in at the Major. It's the T sides that have often crumbled, often let them down in these games. They don't want it to crop up now on their CT half, the stronger of the two. They break on the smoke as kensizor looks to get involved with this second AWP. And he's dead first. Smoke fades, head trick rewarded a 5v4.
Yeah, it's caught in the open on that fade. The timing catches him well. They now know there's a second AWP in play, so even if there was a chance that maybe you'd speed up and go catwalk into this NQZ play, now you know kensizor not only B rotator, but AWP are dead. B feels like such a good opportunity. Yes, DGT is here, but he's been having a rough go at things in this map.
Yeah, the two B-side players have been the quietest for paiN in this game, right? Snow, DGT, both not necessarily getting going.
So this is all a fake out right now for bait. Well, they take cat, they hold long, they are ending B no matter what in this round. 30 seconds, they wait the smoke, they have time to. paiN need to realize what's going on or it's going to be too late.
Oh, nades left in the spawn. That gives Davideus the chance to break this smoke, and he will do so on a great timing. Catches them both. Backs turned on the run out through mid. Round could still get away from bait here in spite of that 5v4. You've got to get past DGT, and they will. Head trick, a must-win head-to-head. Time running low, bomb drop, just gets to head trick's hands, and plant found with half a second to spare. bait still in this. NQZ thought he'd done enough with that kill. But in his dying breath, the bomb makes it in. Hedrick now has to close this in the clutch. Whoever wins this, teed up for the victory on Dust2. And so this is the clutch for the map.
Orb v pistol.
NQZ moving in, wrong clear, and Hedrick composed back in the tunnels. That is a backbreaker of a round, and it just might have cost paiN the map they have to win.
Perfectly played for Hedrick, right? He goes for a new position. He knows he has timing to cross back tunnels. What that does is that clears out one of the two avenues. He knows NQZ has to come from middle, and NQZ is in the dark. He doesn't know where to go, where to look, what to clear. He could be anywhere. And Hedrick, ice cold, times his shot to perfection to put on 11 here for bait down the end of the game. My goodness. And bait have used all three of their timeouts despite having no coach, absolutely making use of a chance to catch their breath in this map. They haven't broken paiN fully. There's always been little bits. There's been saves in these last 2 rounds. paiN have still got a buy. They've still got an AWP. But bait kept this going. They did it for him.
And now paiN just really don't have a lot to work with. The biggest feature is the NQZ AWP. Davideus dead early. That is paiN's top performer knocked out of this round, and that's where you're left looking on, and you're saying, NQZ, man, you've played a great game. It's been one of the sickest ones we've had from him at this major yet, but your job is not done. And if you do want to win this map, it's now or never for this AWP to find success.
Poor Davideus, he's been alone at long, basically the whole half, and he's never had a hit. He's never had really any support, and he goes there and he just gets picked by the AWP in this second to last round of reg. Really doesn't feel good, considering he has been the backbone of paiN in this comeback.
I really like this idea right now from bait, leaving Hedrick down here in the pit, and it's an idea that works twofold. Not just having the AWP there gives him some control, lets him maintain pressure over towards long, but if they get through B cleanly, if they deal with Bigazera straight away, the map gets boxed in, and bait will definitely be hunting here. If they remove guns, they are in line to win Dust2. Bigazera tries to buy time, but it's expensive, and he can't get enough of it.
It's impossible.
Run down. And now just this limp 3v5, and you're seeing bait already look aggressive. I really hope they commit a couple of players to the hunt here, because if you remove even one of these guns, paiN are not getting them back in the next round. Every tool you take out of the arsenal will not appear in the final round of regulation.
They know that. They are running out of B to hunt these kills. bait know the impact of the hunts.
These are map-winning kills if you get them. Yeah. And there's the first. Snow dead. This only emboldens you to keep looking further. NQZ's AWP, that's the big ticket item. You really can't afford to lose it. He can't part ways with this AWP. Or else paiN will have one rifle to work with in this next round. NQZ not going down quietly, but will get bought out of the round eventually. And that leaves DGT's gun as the only survivor.
Just a devastating finish here for bait. They were in the hole with 9 rounds straight from paiN, ready to write them off. They win a clutch, and they have come back into this game with 7 out of the last 8 rounds. A complete capitulation for paiN, who were playing their best game yet here at the Major. And now with life on the line, with their map pick in bait's pocket, with Ancient up next. It's been the go-to for bait. It's been a disaster for paiN this season. Barely even touching double digits in the games they play. And so this is bait's match now. paiN just fighting for their lives. DGT and Davideus with rifles.
And I love that bait just full committed to the hunt as soon as that bomb was planted. Some teams there would have anchored down for a moment, waited to see if there's a desperate attempt at the retake, but not bait. That's a show of confidence, knowing exactly what they had to do if they wanted to make this game easy for themselves. Out towards long, caught on an awkward timing here is Bigazera, and Davideus getting hounded down is brought low. 4v4 and bait are playing an up-tempo round. That re-smoke out towards the long side won't do a thing. Bait already play ahead of it. And here's that short split, a real change of pace, but a
No.
missed opportunity. Let's Davideus get one more. A lot of mileage from this one gun out towards CT. And it's kept the round alive for bait. It's left him in with a chance. MPL now make or break play, and I think he's been spotted. They're up close. They're going to find him. paiN looking to drag this in extra time. There's been numerous chances to close this game here and now for bait, and it's been swings and misses all around. 2v4 post plant. The captain of Alex 666 and his AWPer left in this. A round that felt like it was falling into their palm of their hands, but the backstab on the cards. Hedrick is dead.
Dude.
paiN pull us back into extra time.
bait will be kicking themselves. Two CT players with back turn. bait bump into each other. They get stuck on each other. There are low players in CT. bait can't even find those kills. The kills that will end this series, it feels like, would have certainly ended Dust2. And bait with clinical misses. Catastrophic. Keep paiN in this into overtime. A second opportunity, and one you are glad to see paiN get, because while they've choked this game, they can redeem themselves here in extra time. Dear, oh dear. What a match on Dust2. Pace, of course, coming through in this first round of OT. Caught out on the open. Davideus only good for one, so it trades to the favor of bait. Alex low in this engagement. And QZ, will Barrel be spotted? Doesn't matter. Molly certainly does the trick, pushes him back into this corner, exposed to the catwalk, but they don't know that it's clear fully. Bait have been going for these splits. Double AWP for paiN inside of this site.
I mean, that's pretty strong. Long angles, long sight lines here. And 2 AWPs primed and ready to go. That's where Alex, who's low on health, donning the AWP, taking it off of Hedrick, will have to try and level the playing field if these AWPers get involved. And QZ at car handed that first peek from MPL. And now you've seen multiple players out towards the long side. It just galvanizes your belief here if you're paiN. Another Molly forcing out into the open, but there's that big Azera secondary AWP. And now they lose Alex down here in the pit. This advantage getting away from bait once more. They've really struggled at converting these. Just trading contact on these AWPs. NQZ burns alive, but big Azera there to respond. And DGT making his way over. A tough battle awaits Hedrick here as he moves in to this crossfire. And as soon as he takes contact on one, there's that re-swing potential. Both players miss, but time has run out for Hedrick. There's no winning this anymore. And big Azera knows it. Time expires for bait. And even though Hedrick gets all the kills, it's none of the glory. That firmly belongs to paiN.
Yeah, sick AWPing out of paiN here. Double AWP saves them yet again. NQZ has been in form in this map. Big Azera, a couple of supplementary kills. And even though Hedrick gets the kills, gets the AWP, none of this makes a difference down the stretch. paiN get that first round of OT.
I think all teams just have like a kind of baked in limit as well for how many rounds you can give away that you should have won. You had a chance to close this game in that first half even. You had multiple 5v4s that went untraded until late in the round. bait have had way more opportunities to close this than paiN have ever had. And so if they start picking up steam in overtime, that really does look to level out this one and restore some order with paiN on the verge of winning Dust2.
And if that happens, all I'm thinking about is that catwalk split with two players with nades out backs turned.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's like, but that's one of many egregious rounds that they ended up giving away.
It just happened to be round 24. Here in overtime, paiN sit with an advantage, a rare one, 5v4, untraded. Orb still in this B site. bait try to box their way through middle. It's a nice running trade, but it still leaves bait a man down on this split.
Closing in over towards the B site, you know, big Azera's AWPs here. Now they're getting boxed in as well with rotates arriving out towards CT. This is where their own corridor smokes actually add a lot of pressure, and Davideus is allowed to play through as a result.
Yeah, I like that defensive smoke there. I think Snow threw it because it comes in the doorway, and so bait find it very difficult to split B after NPL's death. They have to go through window. They don't want to do that. There's 2 players in the B-bomb site. It's just a tunnel for paiN to hold. And so push through the smoke for Davideus, well-tempered. And the stress is coming in here. That was off the opening kill. 14-12, bait. Opportunities disappearing in front of their very eyes as paiN look to recontrol this match. This is weird though, top mid push. They don't realize. They're walking through the smoke into Big Azera with a missed shot, but there's still a man behind enemy lines. DGT turns around, does a double dink, puts them both low. DGT with a lot of damage, eventually found by kensizor.
Oh, and you know that Snow's the B player. You know where this guy is. You can just hope to dodge him here in this round. They're all low on health with the exception of kensizor. And so Snow tries to get ahead of this.
Oh,
uses nameplate Counter-Strike against them in the hope that they just dodge B. And he hears the footsteps out towards short. That bomb's moving in as well. kensizor a little bit later. They send out the low players to go on a scouting mission. And now that bomb's going to try and leave. There should be a world, though, where he's ready for a player at B already. Snow has only seen and heard this one man running away, so he's cautious on this rotate over. Util in, Snow doesn't play yet. Keeps the fear in paiN, keeps him nervous and twitchy.
Low plants, nade.
Nade's big, but goes out soon. The moment he hears that tap, that's his best time to play. Knows he's got a 1v1 available and hoping he could sneak under. kensizor catches him with the swing. It's 1 round for bait on this T half. Will that be enough to keep them in Dust2?
They do play that 3v1 very smart. Got to give it to bait, right? Having 2 players split up there, 1 in B, 1 in short, and the bomb not first, and it just reacts when they find the info. Is Snow doubling down on the B bomb site and gambling, or is he going to risk that rotation past middle? And so bait figure it out. They use their util really well in that post plant. They don't let him sneak in to stop the plant either. So can't complain about that for bait. That's 1 round though. paiN win the half. We remember this T side. Flick has to hit, but Head Trick peeks with his teammates AWP. Double AWP fights middle. That's one way to guarantee NQZ out of the round, and they do it flawless.
If you bait, though, you can never get too comfortable. 5v4s didn't mean anything to this team in that first CT half. And so even though that's a really strong way to start and you've removed a key player from the arsenal of paiN, this makes it a lot more comfortable now. Davideus and NQZ both dealt with. It's the 2 heaviest hitters in this game right now, knocked out of it for paiN. And so finally, an air of comfortability on this CT side.
You feel like you've done enough with the top 2 performers dead for paiN. Bait just sit back in their bomb sites. AWP trained. Waiting for nades. Essential for Big Azera in a difficult fight for the latter, but he nails the headshot. It's a sick kill. Will it mean anything? kensizor can't afford to die for nothing here in B, but he's overwhelmed by utility. Smoke reveals his position, playing behind that Molotov. They're getting closer and closer. There's no help here. There's no one to save him. Big Azera follows up. This is a 3v5 now to the favor of paiN in the post plant. bait have a decision to make. Can they afford to save? Can they afford to lose these guns? They've got to go.
Playing through with the flash. Alex selects not to go, knows there's a player close, but there's a lot of guys ready to cover, ready to swing on this contact. Flash goes high. Alex opens 2v2 now and a shot of redemption. Alex with one more, and it's the captain left in this clutch. bait wrestle it back right when you thought they were giving it away. A 3v5 from paiN gets to a 3v2 post plant. And the captain able to stand tall for bait as he recovers that round that was rapidly getting away from them.
A couple of sick retakes of this B bomb site in this map, right? When teams have no reason to give it up, when they have to try it, it can be very explosive. Absolutely thrown away. Opportunity for paiN when they pull back, a huge disadvantage. Never safe in this game, though. NQZ attempts the long pick. Scared of everything. Even the top mid push, it's a position that paiN have no info on, so it's going to be a slow round here to regain control of middle. Cool boost on long, but see these late long takes that much in this match. Navadeus just guards it. It's paiN. Mid to B smokes go through. Sit back and wait. Trying to get all this util out. Eventually bait have to pull back, so kensizor joins inside of the site. Final smoke out for bait. I guess paiN are going to fall back into this mid to be. There's only 2 players on catwalk right now.
He's made it past. Now they know. And so there's the catch from MPL. Snow won't survive that crossing. kensizor using Big Azera's favorite spot against him for these B plays, and NQZ shut down out towards middle. DGT's got to clutch up, and he might get a couple of kills deep, but no time left. Bomb away from him, and a death after time would be absolutely disastrous. Alex giving chase, can't quite find him. It will mean that paiN have another solid opportunity here.
Dude,
but we're hoping for double OT. If paiN want to pick this up, they burn their final timeout. They're only one in OT. They get it out now.
You need to win this one, bait. You've had so many chances to win this game. You've had so many opportunities. You've had winnable rounds at match point. But this has got to be closed now by bait. They can't let paiN go into another overtime. This is the weakest the buy's going to get. It's a Galil, lack of util, but it's still rifles and an orb. So bait set up here once more to finish. Both teams have come back in this game at different points.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's been solid from both squads, right? We said earlier, paiN felt like they were, an instant timeout back from bait. They're both burning them in this final round.
MPL with a lot to say.
I mean, used to be the captain of this team, handed it off to Alex, so at least you've got 2 brains to try and problem solve in this spot. You've got double orbs right now available for bait as well, and even the option to drop rifles back in the spawn just to keep your options open. NQZ gets his orb for the side of paiN. And it all comes down to this, the golden round to try and buy yourself some time. Or bait pick up this win and go to a home map next, one that paiN have struggled on. We said coming into this series that Dust2 was a requirement for paiN. This is a series that they have to win in 3, going off the numbers. Flash out over towards long. Alex sacrificed early as it's a pace change from paiN.
He re-swings full blind there, perhaps feeling the pressure of the call, but with the missed long smoke, it does paiN favors. Leaves an open hole for Alex to put his head in. kensizor flanking up on catwalk, but he's got to be careful with his lower player. Head trick getting stuck in on the long orb. paiN with a 5v4. Can they finish? Everybody here
DGT with one hell of a catch. kensizor dead. That is the top performer removed from the side of bait. Someone who's been instrumental at turning these rounds on their head. NQZ, solid catch. And now it's just essential. Giving chase to these players out at long. You won't get there in time. There's no stopping this rotate. paiN, keep it dynamic. DGT got that kill in lower. And so he knows the B site wide open. Room taken, and he moves out in towards middle to try and shut this one down before it can even begin.
Just don't die, DGT. He's in a committed position on 12 health. If Essential clears this angle, he's opening up the chance to win the round. DGT patient enough for his team to come in. Will they trade his contact? They flash the peak, and that is beautiful. paiN forced the finish into double overtime here against bait. They just refuse to go down from every disadvantage in this game. Every reason for bait to win it out. paiN are still here in their map pick of Dust2. Round after round, OT after OT, disadvantage after disadvantage. And paiN are survivors right now. What else can you say? No more double orb here for bait. It is costly, and if you lose those opening rounds, you really pay for it at the end of OT. So bait stick with one. Gonna help Alex at long for once. It's not been a long, heavy game. So smoke comes down, control taken, bait. Put a player in the corner and leave it to that. You mentioned Bigazera, Harry, being one of these closers for paiN, and not used to seeing him on openings. Well, he has taken the most attempts, but he's 2 and 8 right now in opening duels.
I mean, that's what I was saying earlier, right? The Bigazera bandage, the idea that if they're not getting openers in the fashion that they normally do, one of the kind of quick fixes for paiN, what with the talent of their captain, is he just undertakes that responsibility. But he's really, really struggled at this major to find a lot of success in these opening fights. And for someone who's had some fantastic clutch moments in the paiN jersey, it feels a little wasted. Amadeus first out over on long. Flash comes in. Bigazera caught by it, but Alex didn't go for the peak. This leaves him trapped down here in the pit. MPL, solid double, and a 5v2. They've given away some gnarly man advantages. Surely this ain't about to be one of them. NQZ, kill to pull it back. Bigazera gets to see a late round for a change. I don't know, this is a pretty potent duo. Good catch for Bigazera as Alex is trapped down here in pit.
Don't lose this.
Everyone's nervous. kensizor committing to this wraparound shadow. Spotted! Bigazera picks it up. 2v5 on the cusp of coming through for paiN. And QZ closing in. Spots a player on short. Times of the essence. They've got to clear MPL. And then QZ with a blinder. Can't follow up. They run the molly on the short side. But that is so far from comfortable for bait.
What a high risk.
No advantage is enough, it feels like.
What a high risk running through the molly in the 1v1 with 6 seconds on the clock. I think he'd already won the round, but he puts it in jeopardy. And you just see relief on the face of bait. No celebration, as they're just thankful they win that round. You know, the first 2 fights or whatever, but it's kensizor coming in on the flank. He's got to feel like he got burned. There were 15 seconds, and he's being held on long doors. My, oh my. paiN squeaking out, almost winning a 2v5 in OT. Head trick. Oh, Bigazera deletes him. He's back, baby. 3 and 8. No good deed goes unpunished. Break on the smoke, finds a pick onto the AWP B. 4v4 for bait, and paiN just walk into this site. The quicker they do it, the better their odds, because no contact's been made. No info for MPL that 3 players are in A right now. That molly ain't blocking anything.
If anything, that molly's a big problem. All it does is tell paiN he has no idea, and it lets him know they have this great timing. It's not some crazy move by bait to give them enough room, only to take it away. DGT, double kill on this flank, and he's been monstrous on these extremity positions, man. DGT, whether it's opening back doors, providing those last second rotates by nullifying B players as they get aggressive, or cutting down rotations when his team commit. He's always been threatening.
But he was 4-10 at one point in this game, right? He's had a huge recovery as DGT to get back to this point. So insane on these T sides for sure in lower. And I love what paiN are doing. When they kill the AWPer, when they find Hedrick, they always just walk out cat. And that's something that bait needs to be very aware of. When they find Hedrick picked at long, when they get him at the B site, find him on cat like that, they just contact into A because they know that bait aren't going to have eyes on this position. Bait have been burned at long. So many shrugged shoulders in this game for bait right now. As they get delivered brutal rounds. Heavy, long setup. And the call on mid was, I didn't see anyone. Didn't stay there forever. But it is a solo B player here for bait. So kensizor needs to be very cautious in this position. Considering paiN is set up to go for this hit. As long as it's taken back, bait reset, but they have relatively little map control in this round. The option for B is still a tantalizing threat. And one mid to B smoke thrusts kensizor into a very awkward position. Well, paiN put it down. Just flash through the doors. Essential trying to hold on. He's got no nade to break. He goes over. paiN don't know it, but their best opportunity to hit this B site is right now.
Swing from Essential. DGT dead. Davideus mopped up as well. kensizor. Great stuff to wrestle this one back into a 5-on-3. Looking to shut down this B play. Still has more to do. Two players wait back in the tunnels, but look at how that kill from NQZ changes things. It's only one on a crossing player out towards mid. It gives them time to slow this down and rethink their options. This was a 5-on-3 for bait. We know they've struggled at closing these. Hedrick gonna deal with that first man on the rotate over, and now Bigazer has made noise as well. MPL closing in from behind. It's him and NQZ looking for another 2vx. That's a big miss, but there's Hedrick making up for it. And so bait go on to win out this first half in the second overtime.
Yeah, no advantage matters to me in this game, right? No advantage in a round, no advantage scoreline. There's been comebacks on comebacks, there's been clutches, there's been retakes of the most unlikely site. And so a nice 5v3 converted by bait, forcing paiN back in. If Snow climbs that properly and does it slowly, I know there's 20 seconds, but if he does, I think he can win that fight pretty favorably. It's AKVM4 and only the head showing. So Snow's in a hurry. The clock puts pressure on. And so paiN lose the round. Bait, one up going into their T side. Been a T-sided game so far. Double up again. Because paiN are playing for success. They can't afford 2-round losses anyway. It's a good decision here, and Bigazer has been making it work. These mid-fights have been scary.
bait taking it low and slow. Said this multiple times, but hands down, you know, they've been the team with the most opportunities to close out this series, or map rather, and every single time it's gotten away from them. Mistakes compound as well. They only add to your frustration as the game keeps going on. And so taking the pace out of it, trying to remove some of the frustration, some of the complexity, you let paiN make whatever moves they want to make before you do yours. And they're just going to play a 5-man, grouped up round, keeping it simple, stripped back here in the first of their T side.
paiN's gamble is wrong right now, 40 seconds. No time to change.
In the past, these gambles from bigazera have been good. They've been well-founded. They've been well-placed. But here in this one, bait comes shuffling towards the under-defended A site. Good opener out of NQZ, but with just one to his name, and Davideus dead. A 4v3 post-plant bestowed upon bait. Bit of an overextension there for MPL, keeps the round alive. They're still peaking, and Alex will make up for it. Missed shot out here from bigazera. And here we are. bait arrive now with 2 chances to close on paiN's must-win map.
Yeah.
That'll be opportunity 3 and 4 in this game if they need both of them. This is their 3rd time of asking to take this map away. Every single time, paiN have been able to hold on just long enough to drag us through into extra time.
I feel for NQZ there, right? bait live and die on the overcommitment. Jumping over the default box is the last thing NQZ expected. He got a second shot off that could have made that round interesting, but no. bait. Not just their chance, but 2 of them absolutely need to seize this opportunity. It plunges paiN into their worst map of Ancient, a map that bait took off of Falcons at day 1 of this stage. Clinical headshot for Essential. This is a bait who have been forced to play number 2, 3, and 4 in the world in stage 3. And they even took a victory. paiN should have been a walk in the park, but they have put them through their paces. bait not out of breath. Can they finish another 5v4, another advantage when so many have eluded them? Outlong, final ditch hit.
bigazera and Davideus in position. They even have a 3rd player nearby in DGT. So you're going into the stack, you're going in to most of paiN. But with bigazera, the captain cut down straight away. Davideus dead after 1. DGT fast becoming their only hope, and he's swept aside. NQZ, it's not happening. And bait at the 3rd time of asking, finally lock in the win on Dust2. This could spell disaster for paiN. It's admirable that they keep themselves in this for as long as they did, having to claw back this game many times over. But now their major rests on Ancient. bait's home map, a win already. It's a reps on, and as you said, what was it, 8-3 in that time? Sorry, 3 and 8, wrong way round.
You wish.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I just don't know if you're going to have the reps here to beat a bait where this is a home map. This is one that they took down the Falcons on to open up in stage 3, which in and of itself is a super impressive win with how high we rate the Falcons on Ancient. Certainly the best Ancient team in the world. And breaking a 13-win streak as they did it.
Are bait the best Ancient team in the world? They've done it twice, Harry.
It's certainly up for the conversation.
Well, no, you know.
Let's see. If they dominate this, you could have that conversation with someone. I won't be there to join you, but you could.
I'm not going to jump at that.
So here we are. The odds heavily stacked against paiN now at the arrival of this 2nd map. They will have to play the best Ancient they've ever played if they want to win this.
It's going to be a bloodbath. Retake on the long side. 4 players deep. Good molly, though. That's going to give paiN a lot of room getting close.
Alex opens, flash round the corner, and all the kills in an instant. NQZ trying to hold on.
Smoke kit.
Does a good job with the first 2 closing in. But there's the swing out from Essential, and so even though you got worried maybe for a second with NQZ battling back, that's bait running away with the pistol and now off to the races.
Part of what's so hard about that B bomb site and holding it in post plants is you don't have many positions, right? You see teams go back to K, go back to ramp, but that's how you lose to smoke kit. That's how you lose to util play. paiN, or rather bait, don't let that happen. They get a very favorable trade despite the flashbangs on long with the anti-flash player, but even those last 2 guys inside of the site swinging off each other. Really well played for bait. Pistol locked in, force buy for paiN. Oof, good grenades behind it as well, but they won't commit. Meantime, red control gets taken by kensizor. That MAC-10 goes roaming. What data will it find here in CT side?
I mean, while, you know, we're painting this grim picture for paiN in terms of just how one-sided this one should be, for bait, it's also their chance to kind of shake away that idea that this is a team that could end up in good positions and still give it all away, right? There's kind of no better path, no better case to be made about surviving to the final day of play than the one we're making right now. And so this would be the time to just come through with a pretty clean map win and really solidify yourself as more than deserving of that chance to make it into the playoffs. I don't want them to look rickety or nervous here. I want a commanding bait, shutting down paiN on an uncomfortable map for this squad. That's if we want bait to really pose a threat to those teams at 2-2. Even the save here, getting chased, getting denied, and only one gun taken out of the round. It's an MP9 for Davideus. The fact that you forego the pistol, let bait get off to a good start, only makes matters worse for this paiN squad.
The thing that's really good for bait, if we talk about those 2-2 games, presuming they get there, Harry, is they've had to play some of the top squads already, right, in BO1, so they got it over and done with. Vitality, if they were to lose today, or whoever loses out of Mouse and Falcons, bait will not have to play them in a BO3. So that's the three front runners remaining in this stage, not in the conversation for a 2-2 game for bait. We're looking at Mongols, G2, you know, a squad like perhaps a Na'Vi, who, yeah, did beat bait in that previous stage, but maybe better than running into one of these top 4 teams in the world. So bait have gotten pretty fortunate with the draw in some sense by avoiding those teams when it matters.
You faced the big competition early on, and that's why you're in this position, but now it means if you can survive to the last day, you won't be facing them again.
In BO3s, when the better team and the more proven team should always be coming out on top in those kind of games. So, as you know, I'm not going to get ahead of myself here, but bait believe in playoffs. That much is clear, and I think they have all the reason to. 3-0 right now, once they pick this bomb back up. 2 players on 1 health.
I mean, that makes this a tiny bit weird, but even if Davideus deals with both of them, he himself is low. And he's boxed in out here by the bait offensive. They've got a hell of a line set up, control all across the site. And they're just waiting to see if he plays his hand, waiting to see if Davideus gives up the round. He won't, so eventually they will have to make their mind up here. They're being pretty hesitant, trying to keep it safe. With Hedrick in the red room, you feel like this should be a safe round, although if he dies, then I do get slightly nervous. He'll clear this angle. Davideus gonna pick up that kill. Another backstab coming in. Essential, the only guy with HP, he got dinked in that fight. That nearly became a really, really scary round. But bait get out with 3 players still standing. They work through those conversions. They don't lose an embarrassing 4v1. Everyone's winning. And now paiN get to bring out the guns.
It can be hard to wield the CT orb on this map, especially when you're not in the A site, and what would you know it, bait are calling a full A rush, confident round coming out from bait into this rifle. The rotates are quick, 2 players end up in CT, but then 2 players end up in the grave. Decent trades for paiN, but bait still favored now, and what will be a post plant. The molly is good, pushes paiN back from jumping on that retake. Got to wait for the flank from Bigazera, even he's smoked off. That begins to fade. Util running low here for bait. It's going to come down to the fight, and Hedrick at the forefront of it.
Oh. Full blind off the angle, gives NQZ an opening, gives him a kill that tips the scales. MPL out in the open and now trapped side by side. This is very claustrophobic. Step made for Essential. Nade on the smoke. But the AWP closing in, and Bigazera there to help out. paiN will get on the board as soon as these guns come out.
Hedrick just waiting on that angle for a late shot off of the flash, knowing they were scaling up. But if he isn't going to take anyone with him, he was in the best position to win the round. His other 2 teammates committed into the site. good realization for paiN. Maybe it's the util, right? You could definitely do some good prep on bait coming into this map. But realizing very quickly, despite not starting A, that bait were doing that A rush. So they rotate fast, they're able to trade evenly. And getting a 3v3 before bomb goes down on A is really nice on this map. You typically see 4v5s or 4v4s at best. So paiN on the board and bigazera getting aggressive. Be careful as they sit on the other side of the smoke. DGT the same. They look to fight together.
Oh, spam battle for this control. Essential tried to run down bigazera. Maybe anticipating a reload after that spam is exchanged, trying to catch him off balance, but bigazera holds on.
Oh, he's very aggressive right now.
Well, he's feeling emboldened. He's got a teammate nearby, right? So if they do try that smoke push again, you're hoping that it actually works to your favor. What was impressive in that game, bait v the Falcons on day one of stage 3, was how their T side was able to go toe-to-toe with what Zonic called the best CT side in the world on this map, a split half. So expecting big stuff here from bait, but it's not panning out early. bigazera in with 2, and the rest of the team playing behind him. We look at kensizor now to try and bring bait back into the conversation. A tricky 1v2 rolled out in front of him, and the whole time he's making plays around this smoke. He's worried paiN are doing the same. Plays it passive, bomb dropped over at long. kensizor fast running out of time here, and with no chance left to win this, it will just peter out.
I like what paiN are doing right now. I think it's a good idea to be risking gambles in this kind of game and trying to put stacks in the right place. They rotate everyone there just off of the cave control. It's really ugly, thank you. See multiple missed shots from the orb, but bigazera being very aggressive in cave, keeping pressure on, trusting his aim. Most experienced player on this squad through 7 years of paiN. Sounds worse than it is. So paiN making gambles, just a showcasing of what they have to do to beat a bait on this T side. Ooh. Oh my goodness, that's a crazy kill. Luckily enough, Snow's able to sweep it aside. Snow struggled on Dust2. Was bottom of the server by the end of that map. And so needs to be on his best if paiN is to survive in this game. Oh my goodness, what are these shots today? It's not gonna matter. paiN, get rid of the eco. So, big buy round here for bait.
Goes without saying, because we said a lot for paiN, but the big problem for them on Ancient has been their T-halves, been that T-side. And so as many rounds as you can get here in this first half, that's what you're hoping for. bigazera making plays, gets involved on a ramp push. It's a test of resilience for bait in this series. bigazera seeming up to the task, and it feels like that's spilling over to the rest of his team. Snow on that push with him. These two often working together in tandem. That double kill from MPL might be quickly forgotten about here, as it leaves bait in an awkward 2v3. Going into the double setup, going into bigazera, who is just in undoubtable form. A 4K secured from paiN's captain. And lead taken for paiN on the CT half.
Hey, someone's got to show him how it's done, and no surprise, it's bigazera. Been playing majors And this squad had 4 different teammates. Fast up towards the heaven, into the cave with the pistols, and biguzera, not another multi-kill Modown. 3 frags on his own, 12 and 4. He is keeping paiN at this major right now. Another back-to-back 4-kill round out of Captain biguzera. It's been a grind for this guy across his career. Never given up. Been in paiN since 2019. Saw him at Stockholm, playing with players like PKL and Neckers. Seen teammates come and go. Still made 5 majors and the top 4 at Austin. Refusing to let this opportunity pass him by, even in an unlikely game against bait on Ancient. Will that pump the squad up? Does bait feel the need to go away from biguzera? They speed it up in middle.
Yeah, just stay away from the captain of paiN if you can, really at all costs. But even now, he anticipates this change. biguzera starts over towards A.
I love this, you know, put yourself in position to succeed. That was biguzera for the longest time. That's when he put up a crazy rating back at the Copenhagen Major. Just allowing himself to play all the star spots. He went through a change, right? He went from playing Con on Mirage to B-site on Mirage, okay? He was trying to let these international stars do their thing. But sometimes biguzera shows us what he's made of. And I want to see him in every impact position in this second map. If paiN are to have a shot, already started so strong in this game.
I think he's just also, you know, the one guy throughout really every iteration of paiN, you never question the mileage you would get out of him. You know, like, where others might feel like they can let you down, biguzera, very consistent. Dead after 1 in this round, though, and they've got him past the big threat. Oh, it's a great flash. DGT plays it forward. They're going to lose the A site. Davideus brushed aside by Essential on that wraparound, and Hedrick still on this lurkout here in middle. Tries to play it forward. Gives away that kill to DGT, flipping the advantage back to paiN. Now he's low on health. If you can deal with him here, flash dodge this time. No freebie from the flashbang. Essential finds 1 extra kill, a bit more purchase on the round to try and tee up Alex for a big one of his own. Been a game of captains. And so Alex 666 dead straight away on the swing.
Dude, paiN putting up such resistance. I can't say that bait aren't getting ahead of themselves in some of these positions. Hedrick hunting to go round the world. B players still flanking in. It felt like he had to get a kill there, getting that aggressive. Donut is such a strong post-bomb position for where that bomb is. And Hedrick trying to chase a flank. Felled in middle, given paiN yet another advantage. Would have been a lot better just to play with his teammate in Donut and do a bait and switch. But right now, paiN are refusing to go down quietly.
And you know, this can sometimes be a worry unto itself if you're bait. It's now a map that you feel so comfortable on, and one where you will have gone over the numbers, you will see what paiN bring to the table. As soon as you win Dust2, I think a part of you starts to envision yourself in those games tomorrow. And we've heard from numerous teams on the come up how that can really break the focus, right? You kind of get 1 step ahead of yourselves. And so then if it starts to get out of your hands, you feel like you're giving away a massive opportunity, the pressure increases. You put a lot on yourself. That was something the Mongols even learned after that final in Austin. Hedrick, dead after 1, claps over towards this B site. They'll go right in a snow. Who can stand his ground, refusing to melt away. Snow finally run through. It's kensizor just to go and challenge him head on. You've got to win one of these post plants, and bait might be about to do it unless DGT can rise to the occasion. Again, it's Alex left in the clutch for bait. Couldn't do it last time. This time he's had a chance to get comfortable, set up back in the cave. Pressure is very much on DGT, but that Molotov forces the swing. 1v2 out of DGT, and paiN keep racking up these rounds, 7 in a row.
Sickening round win from paiN, and Snow puts down a double, even though he's caught on the reload. bait jumper opportunity, but then they disappear in the clutch. paiN just keep picking rounds up. This is 7 straight. Triple kill for kensizor, all in vain, and this is without the AWP of NQZ doing a thing. They jump over his AWP shot in this round to get that B entry. My God.
We tried to lay on so thick at the top of this map how unexpected it would be if paiN can win it. All the numbers, everything points to this being bait's shot to just clean 2-0 the series and go through to play tomorrow. There is not a stat you could give me in the world that would change my opinion on that. This is going against the numbers. This is going against what you know about these teams. This is paiN showcasing resilience. Now, we said earlier, it's the CT side. That's where they do their best work on this map. It's where they do their best work on a lot of maps. The T sides have been strugglesome for paiN. But really here on Ancient, you needed as many as you can get. Well, thus far, they have gotten every single round possible outside of the pistol and the conversions. If this keeps up, paiN remain in the conversation.
Mentality being such a big focus in.
Just don't let bait in these final 2 rounds. That's, you know, the challenge ahead of them now. You've had a fantastic half, but it can close up so quickly and feel claustrophobic again if these get away from you. Flash play for Davideus. 3 kills on a platter, but shy of them. A lot of damage done. Wrap in for kensizor through the back line, looking for that backstab to end this. They'll play through the smoke. Snow beats kensizor on this timing, but for how long? Second player back there in the red room, and kensizor bails them out. It's just NQZ now. Missed shot on that AWP, and bait will get a 4th, finally breaking this 7-round streak.
Dude, I think if Davideus hits just 2 more bullets in that spray down, this map almost feels over, doesn't it? Because that's paiN putting bait in the face of a 9-3 half, a 9-round streak. Now bait have bought themselves time in this game to get going just towards the end of the T side. 5 will be fine if they can find it from this score. What it could have been and what it still can be for paiN, an impressive CT campaign. Can they put 1 more on top? Stop. Edric not had this AWP. bait have had no success. That is their first gun round win in this map. Edric fires off the flash. DGT crosses in. And kensizor Donut getting involved. Tries to play ahead of the smoke, but he'll pay the price. Mid control goes the way of bait. paiN want to make a move elsewhere, down the ramp perhaps, into this AWP. They know it's in play, and so crouch peek in is optimistic for DGT. 5v3. Hard round to lose here for bait.
Taking it slow, lets the pressure creep in, lets your extremity players go on a bit of a walk around and see what they can find. Alex feels content with the space he's taken out here on A. Davideus might just be a dead man walking, and it's far from the prettiest kill, but the fact that Alex gets it, that's really all that matters. It leaves Snow and Big Azera in a very unlikely 2v5. The big threat for paiN, in spite of a 7-round streak, in spite of a great CT half, once the guns made an appearance, was if they let bait in these final 2 rounds, and that will end up happening. 5 rounds secured on the T side. bait still in with a shot to end this in 2.
paiN were on the track to do the impossible and steal Ancient away, but bait break through right by the end of the half. 5 rounds on their T side here in this elimination matchup as paiN fight for survival at the Major. bait took their map pick, Dust2. Now bait look to finish this series into Pistol Round holds weight here for paiN. A lot of util coming in and something fast towards his B site.
Oh, head trick and essential. Such quick work made over the hit. NQZ and bigazera trying to battle back into a 2v5 for paiN. They came so close to doing this back on Dust2. And if they can find it here, that gives paiN something to hold on to. Caught with util.
No.
NQZ just survives. Cover is there from his captain. bigazera and NQZ turn it around.
Oh, the whiffs, the despicable whiffs. Essential, just not one bullet connects on that low player. And 2v5 stolen right out of the hands of defeat. Triple kill. Hedrick was forced to swing because his teammate blocked him in. That felt like enough on the B-bomb side. They even knew the rotate was coming, but unbelievable shots keep paiN in this. How on earth are they still here?
Look, T-sides have been the problem. T-sides have been hard, but that pistol really does give you a huge nudge in the right direction if you're paiN. To give you an idea as well of where we're at, bait, with their win streak on this map, clocking in at 7. It's the second largest map win streak left of the teams still in the conversation here at the Major, only behind that of Mao's on Train. And so this would be, you know, not just ending a streak, resetting that counter, but just such an unlikely win. This is now a measure of paiN and just how long they can go above and beyond expectation on this map.
Just ready to write them off every step of the way. Eco goes nowhere. Flushed away in middle. As paiN push forward to 9 rounds on their T side before the guns come through here for bait. And this is the pressure now for bait. This is them well and truly feeling it. It feels like the game rests on this rifle round. Or we're looking at Inferno. Bait have to be rock solid on this CT side now. And paiN just have pace that they can throw at bait with this kind of advantage. You need to watch out for a spawn play here.
Oh, swing out from Hedrick, only going to catch himself one, but gets a lot of info from that swing. bigazera still lurking around out on the outskirts.
Hello.
And a chase to find Essential back in cave. Leaves options open, but paiN play it forward, play it in to this A stack. This could come back to haunt them. They didn't complete the kill on Snow, but they have him boxed in. It's going to fall to bigazera, but you've not been able to count this guy out in these clutches, right? Him and NQZ opened up this half with a 2v5 in the pistol to get paiN off to a good start.
He missed the timing.
Pressure's really on for bait.
And PL just cleared this.
And he's only just coming back in now. He's missed the timing twice over. This kill is free for bigazera. Captain on captain violence to close. And if bigazera can find this, bait are broken moving forward. Lofty ambitions, wanting to return to the playoffs, feeling like that's where they belong after Austin left in an impossible spot, having to turn it around on their weakest map versus bait's best. But bigazera has been undeniable. He'll come through with the clutch, providing for paiN once more. They never give up. They never surrender. Not while bigazera is alive.
It's just like a fairy tale right now here for paiN. The fact that they are still here, the way they are winning rounds, the game that bigazera is giving us, the back-to-back 4Ks on that CT side, broke bait's game plan. Now he's throwing in impossible clutches like that. And paiN, no reason to win that round. But they are here to take this series the distance to 3 maps. Inferno is our decider. This is a different conversation if we get there.
Oh, I think if we go to Inferno, paiN are in pole position to win this whole thing. They'll be riding a high. Bait, I don't know. We were saying it felt like something was different with this team. The idea that they don't choke in these high-pressure moments, but this is a high-pressure moment. This is your life on the line, and you couldn't actually have a better setup for the win here and now. It doesn't get better than this.
Yeah, I thought just relieving the tension of winning Dust2 after choking so many map points would be enough for bait. They know they have this map in their pocket. They have that 7-win streak. They beat Falcons on it. paiN have nothing to point them in the direction of victory in this game. And yet they're giving us their best game yet. Refusing to waste this opportunity. Now, bait on this eco have got the info. They've pushed down B after paiN throw utility, and now the gamble stack comes in. Good smoke block, but you still want paiN to commit into this stack. The fear of lurks is ever present. Bait look over their shoulder. They need to look onwards and inwards to this A main. That's where paiN sit with 5 players. And even with a stack, our pistols gonna provide enough for bait to win this round. They might. Reblock as well, 40 seconds.
Smoke in the way. paiN might just have to play through this, can't afford to wait for it for fade. And I tell you what would help, what would be a huge nudge back into the game is a tension-breaking round like this one going in your favor. paiN gonna leave it to the last second rotate. bigazera leads the charge. 20 seconds left as they set their sights over towards B. Bait try and get ahead of it, but it's a 3-on-2 for this B site control. MP9 at range, good timing on that nade, gonna soften them up, and it does do big damage into the dig. bigazera leads the charge. Plot now found, and it's this nightmare duo. bigazera, NQZ, now just NQZ. Can he clutch up like the captain can? Dead straight away, Essential comes through, and that is a much-needed tension-breaking round for bait.
My palms are sweaty, I'm not even playing right now. These late rotates and paiN almost break both B players' heads off on that entry. Bait survive one more round and do it with less, winning their first in this CT side. Looking for the comeback on their map pick. They go round the world to save that orb back in A main. So bait have a huge uplift on their economy right now. And paiN's might be put down. So it's not over. There's more twists in this tale. Dust2 has come back for bait, come back for paiN, back and forth. Is this going to be a similar story? paiN can't afford to have the same ending. Putting some fear in this B bomb site, and with this double cave setup, you've got to be careful. But they're not walking up ramp, but the molly buys a few seconds here for bait as MPL spots. Meanwhile, paiN go elsewhere. It's a deep smoke.
So you have the ability to try and ice out this one player in Donut. kensizor answers the call, but there's more where that came from. Doesn't have time to get util down, doesn't even have time to pull it. DGT with the equalizer. paiN still in with a chance, and they're waiting for re-aggression. They're waiting for a move out of bait. Alex making this play now down through the ramp. If they get given this kill, they're going B. Jiggle, he sees the bomb. That's big info. You know this is just a fake out towards the A site. And so the AWP head trick bears down upon him. Weird that paiN still feels so committed right now over towards A. Alex claws one back, and the last player he saw here had the bomb on his back in Davideus. Makes his way up the ramp side, doesn't realize that Alex has crossed out long, and so that kill comes for free. You're seeing some of this lack of knowledge for paiN, lack of reps on Ancient. In the tail end of these rounds right now, it's feeling like Big Azera has to go huge if they do want to close this. Him and DGT, the two that are showing up right now for paiN, as bait regain a little bit of control.
Okay, getting calmer here maybe, bait, as they break the money of paiN. They can put themselves within 2 on this CT side. You said paiN's T halves were the problem in this map. Well, that rear its head again at the worst possible time. And can Big Azera save the game for paiN? DGT out middle, they have one flash to put him in position. Nades, and oh, the second is brutal, puts him on 11. Arguably should hand it over. So Big Azera armorless. Has to give it a go. Wouldn't want any other man on this weapon as he looks for the mid pick. It's jump spot. Oh, boost is a really nice play. Making the most of this one rifle. Big Azera gets info. It's one-way info. NQZ, or rather MPL, doesn't know. So he won't commit. Chasing in Donut. They're going to try and pick up that gun. kensizor will not let them. High-low. kensizor says goodbye. And this one is fine for bait as they secure 8 on the CT side. Sweaty game right now as paiN call a pause.
Yeah, chance for Rix to get involved, try and break this streak, stop bait from coming back. He knows the task ahead of them is not easy, right? They might feel like they're close to a surprise win here on Ancient, but they've had T-side woes of their own. bait, strong CT halves on a map that they are very, very comfortable on, so it is a tall task. Big Azera trying to rally the troops, trying to inspire. He's led by example. Now we see if the team can fall into place around him, because so quickly, that high you were riding, winning the pistol in a 2v5, the clutches from Big Azera, it all gets forgotten about. If bait go on to tie up this game, if they break your money here, that's the fate that awaits them. And then your major is very much called into question.
Flash on the molly, but whoa, he's not blind.
Essential tucked in the corner, dodge that flash, swings out after it pops, and here's a reaction. kensizor getting aggressive in the mid-round. A flurry of kills, milliseconds apart, and so before you even realize it, it's all eyes on Snow in a 1v3.
The call is nice for paiN. The setup is good. bait are just so comfortable in their positions on their best map. And that flash just goes a little bit too far, or not far enough. Just dodged by the cave player, and multiple come through to clean up this position. Snow is saving. He just doesn't know it yet for certain. No kills to find on this side of the map. Hendrix Torp with a timing peak, and he nails the shot, keeping bait alive with a team ace round, breaking paiN's money, setting them up as Rix calls back-to-back timeouts.
That's the part of the game we're at now, right? If you don't course correct, if you don't stop this, bait will just run over you, and that was the worry the entire time. It's why these early clutches from Big Azera hit so hard. It gave them a fighting chance. Losing that round to the low econ buy of bait, that's the defining moment, or at least it very much could be. Big Azera is giving this everything he's got. That last round even feeling a little awkward for him. It looked like the timing was actually slightly off on the flash. I just went and watched it back, and whole idea there is it's meant to kind of pop bottom right as he goes for the swing, but it pops, and then he's swinging out a second and a half later because he himself threw in that molly. Tiny, tiny details that make just a world of difference. Wanted to try and force that reaction out from Cave. But, you know, milliseconds make a world of difference in a game like Counter-Strike. Snow aggressive out through the red room. Caught early by MPL. It's a big trade back from bigazera as once more he's trying to give paiN any type of an advantage, any type of a chance. But can this be fixed by the one-man army of bigazera? It's him and DGT left in this partial buy round. Bigu dead out towards red room. And Headtrick here to finish the job. It's now a tie game.
Yeah, Central grabbed that AK as well, but it had 2 bullets or 3 bullets, and he still found that burst headshot to bigazera, who found an M4. There's just nothing going right for paiN right now as bait put 5 rounds straight down the gullet of paiN. Converted pistol, 10-5 up. paiN were in position to take this game to a third, and now it's bait breaking back into the half, looking to eliminate paiN and go to the final day of stage 3.
But the problem is, you know, I think for paiN, you needed shock and awe. That's what you needed, and you nearly had it, right? If you didn't fall down to those pistols, you would have had bait so nervous, so jittery that this was actually going to get away from them. But now they found their air of comfortability on their home map.
Oh.
It's a good pickup. Again, bigazera, the man to do it, but Spam connects, brings him down low. He won't be able to play first from this position. Softened up on the wall bang. No good deed going unpunished here.
bait 4v5, and the map is very dark right now. They take A main, double red, but inside of Cave, Alex doesn't know they're right here. He walks in, still gets a dink, but it doesn't feel like enough when he has no teammates to back up in the bomb site. Do bait want to go for this? They have so much money, they may as well thrust themselves in. The bomb makes it. Good molly on the Cave could cause some problems. bait just need kills, and they need them right now, but smokes come down to block their vision. bait just trying to fight through them. It's Davideus, punctures that smoke, and the flank fast revealed to Snow forces the save of the AWP. paiN do find one more gun round down the stretch. paiN break the streak. How do you save this?
They're going to try and remove it. They're all fanning out and hunting Headtrick as he looks to hold on to this AWP. Now, it's not a hunt that has massive ramifications. bait have built up so much money with clean rounds that even removing it from play, while it's a nice touch, a cherry on top, it doesn't impact the buy moving forward. Still, paiN with a flawless round of their own. That's the most important bit here. You're not going to get reset now. You get to remain competitive down the stretch.
It comes off the back of perhaps a bit of an overcommit. Essential just couldn't help himself. Really wanted that kill in middle with a player looking the wrong way, but paiN had the cover of their teammate. And a gamble made by bait. If Alex just smokes off Cave, he can buy time for them to reclaim mid, but he gives them the pick.
The move from Alex is such a head scratcher because kensizor was also aggressive through A main. He knew they weren't A, and so that doesn't really leave a lot of the map left. You can still try and make up with it here. A fortunate kill, and you knock out bigazera. This is the fire starter. This is the guy that you've never been willing to write off. If he's alive in a 1v2 or 1v3, never matters the odds. He's good to at least make it interesting.
He was trying to go heaven, and no one was offering any support there. paiN were outside of elbow. They got blocked off. bait were playing for a mid-take. Something they don't do a lot on their CT side, and now they get to settle back into the bomb site. 3 on B, MPL just getting info on long. Waiting for the announcement. bait, double Cave setup. Cave has been such a focal point of this map for both teams. bigazera locked it down CT side. It's been bait's double setups that have been the way in. And so paiN can avoid that by walking up the ramp. It's into MPL instead. Execute ready, and PL going to be pushed back by this molly.
I mean, look, bigazera's given you everything to keep you in this game up until this point. This is where he needs his team to stand and deliver. This is where he needs the rest of paiN to do the heavy lifting.
It's good.
They battle through into a 3-on-3. They get past 2 of the players here, and they know about Essential over towards Cave. He had a kill earlier. They need to slow this down. They've got a flank coming in, and Essential has just flipped this to their advantage, a 3v2. And you can't get ahead of yourselves here. These man advantage rounds have never felt particularly safe. kensizor eventually links up with his team. It's wasted some time. kensizor looking downrange, quick kill from DGT, but it will all fall onto the shoulders of paiN's. He lands the tag, not the killing blow. They've got him boxed into a corner, and Essential chases him down. Competitive round from paiN, but competitive won't cut it. 11-all. bait keep this game tied up.
Dude, the roller coaster game for bait that they have experienced with Dust2. The unlikely comeback from paiN, still the map points over and over again. bait finally closed it. They got blown out of this second map, and they've come all the way back, so you're not seeing any celebration. It is just big size for bait. They know the game is still going. They know they have more to do here on this CT side. paiN did all of that with 4v5 down from kensizor's death. What can they do now that he stands with his squad? Essential making a crazy play, looks to take him down again, is unable to do so. This one flips back, 5v4 for paiN. Response in middle, disallowed until kensizor comes in and helps, and kensizor has more to do.
Dude, the thing that feels wild, though, is, you know, bait, they have really solid crossfires. These rounds where they've been holding back, it looks great, but they keep trying to go for the jugular. They know if they win this, paiN just bleed out. They don't have room left to run in the game. They would have no money. It's all over. But you're swinging at kensizor, who is in his element right now. You're giving him straight-up gunfights, and once more, at nearly 30 kills deep in regulation, kensizor has given paiN a way in.
And paiN have just been executing. That's where they've gotten off to their best round. So bait leaving this site open is a huge risk right now. MPL rotates in. The flanks have begun. Headtrick is creeping forward. bait know it's happening. They just have to buy time. If this Heaven player can drop multiple, this could be all over. Alex finds one. The bomb is still here. paiN have cave control. He decides to reset and let Headtrick go round the world.
I mean, this flank from Headtrick's going to arrive so late. It relies on a lot going right for bait, and they lose MPL straight away. He did a good enough job of buying time for Alex, and now you see him firing off over at the spawn. You might discount this ramp flank. Smoke down, though. Headtrick won't have a free kill, not right away. There it is over the top of the smoke. 2v2. As that kill claws it back into a doable spot for bait, and this really is everything.
Oh
paiN lose Davideus.
Second chance.
NQZ once more thrust into the clutch. And if you miss, your major lifeline gets snipped. Defuse being held. NQZ runs him down. And that clutch keeps the dream very much alive. paiN hold on. They refuse to go down. And at bare minimum, they've bought themselves a bit more time, but they're not thinking about it like that. They want to break this streak that bait are on. 7 in a row on Ancient, including a win over the Falcons, the best Ancient team in CS right now. And they're just a round away from doing it. This is the second longest map streak of any team still standing in at the Major. And it might be about to get broken in what felt like a gimme, in what felt like a free win for bait, a free move into 2-2 on the back of success on Dust.
2 1v2s for NQZ, and he only needed one of them. Map point locked in. A miss costs you everything, and it is Headtrick to fall in that clutch. paiN with a chance. Their first map point of this series. Can they capitalize on it? Took bait so long to close. paiN are just jumping at the opportunity. Spam damage across the map. Done some damage. bait respond with the same. Dinks traded both ways. kensizor worse for wear. Don't want to put it down for chance on kensizor. He's had such a great series. Now he's put him on 14 health. He's going to boost the AWP over the smoke. Anything to find a pick here for paiN. To punctuate with a 5-on-4. Because bait make any round seem winnable. Trade comes through. kensizor on the AWP. Oh, they going to go back? This has been a paiN that's just been B-hitting all T-side long. They look to take the A side. They look to give Hedrick another chance. And bigazera is just announcing it, rushing past Heaven with the orb. Now they know what's up. Hedrick can redeem himself.
Oh, it's only a tag on that first shot, though, and he's going to give up the ground. Hedrick caught on the swing, and DGT might have a TK in the mix. Now left as the only survivor. bait closing in, and they will drag us in to extra time.
Oh dear, this game's delivering on all fronts, isn't it? A team kill. And to expect no one in cave at that point, shocking for bigazera. It's been an aggressive double setup every round of this CT side for bait. He just moseys on over. DGT, so many multi-kills and lost rounds as well. As bait play on into overtime yet again, just like Dust2. Everybody spamming. Faking the reload. Alex by his side. Hoping paiN make the mistake of pushing this smoke, but it gets replenished as well. They can use that if they want. Play aggressive. Try and fight towards the elbow where paiN are coming through. It's too tempting for Essential. He's done it before. He'll do it again with a flash from middle. Takes that first.
Oh, and you might be thinking that that gives up this cave position. That's what Alex is hoping for as he plays through a second player out towards cave. It's been a common fixture here for bait. Mid taken back, but an awkward timing here.
Dear.
Opens up over in main.
He's going to walk
It's
out.
one where you won't really know who this favors till it's already too late. MPL and DGT walk right by one another, but into Alex up here in the heavens. One trade back for NQZ, but this is where MPL on that push, it ends up favoring him. DGT might have made it past undetected, but with no bomb and only 35 seconds left, he's got to go loud. He's got to get a move on. paiN might just lose the first in this overtime on the back of that missed timing and a huge double from Alex over in heaven. There should be no winning this for DGT. Ooh. Caught with util out in the open, and they'll swing him together.
You have to respect the fearless nature of the moves that bait make on this CT side. It comes off the back of so much play on Ancient, so much success, but they are making such audacious moves. The fights on elbow continuously from heaven, pushing through the cave smoke, risking their lives, reloading in the open. They are getting away with an awful lot. And I almost wonder if paiN should just be avoiding this cave position entirely, because they have almost never broken through it in this game. It has been baits. All defense long. And paiN continue to throw themselves in. And awkward timing really lets them down in this one, but Alex's position primed for that rotate. And paiN, can they dig deep in a map they have had nothing but failure on this season? 3-8 since Austin. Lost it there as well.
Yeah, map they only adopted back at that last major. And it's not been kind to them. This had to be their best game yet. That's what was demanded, and it's still demanded now, even with bigazera nearly 30 kills, DGT up on 23. No. Those are the only two firing off. NQZ showing some real promise, though, as this drags on. He won that pivotal 1v2 that put them onto map point in the first place. Now he's double opened in this round for a 5-on-3. paiN have a shot at claiming one on the T side, these troublesome T sides that have so often got the better of them here at the Major.
They're just waiting for a cave spawn, and they finally get it.
Oh,
no, wait a second.
No!
Alex puts him on his back. 2 kills down the ramp. They even saw him coming. The AWP is dead. Trapped in the cave, bigazera fighting for his life. He's going to get out of there, but inside of the site sits kensizor, second top of his team, hiding behind the box. Would you ever expect this? He just can't afford to swing. He has to let them cross in.
Yeah, you can't go too early, and you're just hoping they don't clear you. You're hoping that paiN have already decided. Oh, there there's the swing. Snow had eyes on, but couldn't get the shot off, and that sacrifices him and DGT. bigazera might be good for one. We've been saying when this guy's left, no matter the odds, you're always interested. But this time, he's got another enemy, and that enemy is the clock. bigazera can't go slow for even a second. That molly takes pace out of the round. Pace that bigazera desperately needs. They're playing a delay. He has no choice but to tag some damage in that Molotov. Bomb lost out in the open. bigazera hoping for a mistake, hoping for kills, but no chance given. And finally, they shut him down in one of these clutches.
What an unbelievable reposition for kensizor to get back in A and to tuck in that hard. He even swings, which could be a death sentence. They are holding him, but it is perfection. The ramp pushing the 3-on-5 as well. This is feeling made for bait. That was a double entry from NQZ's AWP. Been waiting all game for the spawn. Now he doesn't even have a sniper.
Why overtime feels particularly brutal, right? You lose 2 in a row after buying some orbs, and you say goodbye to the full buy in the third.
David Deus, 8 and 20 here, has gone missing in this game, and you can feel it.
It is just kind of a 3-man army right now for paiN. bigazera leads the charge, looking for openers, looking for entries, but that leaves him exposed, vulnerable, out in the open. David Deus low on health, finally having a round. 2 kills from the bottom performer of paiN. Swing out for Snow. Don't get ahead of yourselves here. 3v2, but so quickly that can change. They lose David Deus. It might fall to NQZ having a clutch up again. Snow waits inside of the site, but chased down by the Deagle. And so once more, looking on, it's NQZ. Another clutch demanded, another clutch required. And this time, they will fake him out. Hedrick learns his lesson from the last time. NQZ does not have multiple 1v2s in him. Flawless on the half for bait. And 3 opportunities to end paiN's major run.
It is deja vu for Hedrick in that 1v1. He will not make the same mistake twice. Smoke on the bomb adds so much confusion for NQZ. And Hedrick saves the day, putting on a flawless CT side here for bait. Surely that is enough.
The relief that bait must feel right now is insane. The battle's not quite done, but they have so many chances to close this out.
And they use their one timeout on this T side. Coachless are bait, still calling all their pauses at the right time, still making use of their opportunity to not throw this away. And bait with 3 chances to eliminate paiN from the major, to go to a final day of play. It's a bait that said at the top of the day they want playoffs, and they are looking bound for it right now.
And for paiN, you know, this is going to feel like heartbreak. That's always the nature of these elimination games that drag on into overtime, deep into play. Heartbreak is unavoidable. paiN had lofty ambitions coming into this major. They wanted to repeat their dream run from Austin. They wanted to believe that that wasn't the highest of heights and that they could grow and hit even harder here in Budapest. But when they lose Dust2, they arrive on Ancient with a chance, but a slim one. And bigazera has played his absolute heart out in this game. You couldn't ask for more from your captain. He had nearly 30 kills at the end of regulation. He's only had 1 since we've gotten into the overtimes. And so with him slowing down, with a couple of key players falling completely quiet for paiN, David Deus and Snow never getting going on this map. It hinges on a 3-round streak to search for 1 more OT.
And it might be off of a retake as well here for paiN. They've got no one inside of this A site. 5v4, and the penny is definitely dropping. bigazera moves in. David Deus, desolate in this second map. Hedrick hits his shot. bigazera is out. The bomb goes down. paiN tasked with a retake for survival.
And this is it, man. bigazera's hands off the keyboard. He's looking on, hoping his team can find a way back into this round, that they can keep him in this major for just 1 more chance, but it's getting away from them, and it's getting away from them quick. Hedrick, stylish closer, and bait get it done in 2. They live to fight till that final
final day of play, paiN's reality comes crashing down around them. They had the chance at a massive upset here on Ancient. Big Azera, nearly 30 kills. The captain of this paiN team left nothing unsaid, but the journey ends in stage 3. From top 4 back in Austin,